The deadliest volcanic eruption in recorded history left no ruins and no monuments. For over a century, its true cause was hidden in plain sight. We can track it today using a mountain that isn't there anymore. In April of 1815, on the island of Sumbawa in what is now Indonesia, stood Mount Tambora. It rose more than 4,000 meters into the sky, one of the tallest peaks in the entire archipelago. By the time the month was over, more than 1,000 meters of that mountain had simply disintegrated. It was vaporized and scattered across the atmosphere of the entire planet. Geologists classify this as a VEI-7 event. It was roughly 100 times more powerful than the 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens. This blast altered the physical landscape of Indonesia. Then it rewrote the calendar for the rest of the world. For nearly 2 weeks, the mountain threw 160 cubic kilometers of rock and ash into the sky. The column of debris reached 40 kilometers high, punching straight into the stratosphere. Across a radius of hundreds of kilometers, the sky vanished. This was total, pitch-black darkness that refused to end for up to 3 days. Pyroclastic flows of superheated gas and rock swept down every side of the mountain and into the sea, triggering tsunamis that battered neighboring coastlines. In those first few days, an estimated 10,000 to 12,000 people were killed outright. The explosive violence was only the opening act. The disaster was about to expand beyond the island, becoming slower and more widespread. Ash buried the region's crops and poisoned the wells. As livestock died, famine and disease spread across the neighboring islands for months. By the time the dying slowed, the regional death toll on and around Sumbawa had risen to an estimated 80,000 people. High above, the sulfur dioxide from the eruption formed a fine veil of aerosols that wrapped around the entire planet, reflecting sunlight back into space. Average global temperatures dropped by less than a single degree Celsius. That small shift was enough to break the world's weather systems for the next 3 years. In 1816, the year without a summer, snow fell in New England in June. Lakes in Canada remained frozen into July. Across Europe, unseasonal frosts and cold rain destroyed the harvests, leading to continent-wide famine. There is a debated but potential link between this climate disruption and the outbreaks of cholera that began to spread during these same years. That same ash-choked summer, a group of writers was trapped indoors by relentless rain at a house on Lake Geneva. To pass the time, they wrote ghost stories. One of them, Mary Shelley, began the story of a scientist bringing the dead back to life, Frankenstein. Crop failures, starvation, and the birth of modern science fiction were all being directed by the physical debris of a single mountain thousands of kilometers away. In 1815 and 1816, no one on Earth connected these global catastrophes together. Farmers in Vermont and scientists in Europe had no idea that Mount Tambora even existed. It took over a century for researchers to finally link the frozen summer of the West to the eruption in Indonesia. Today, the proof is written into the landscape: a missing peak and a massive empty caldera. Tens of thousands died. Global temperatures dropped by less than a degree, but it was enough to reset the world's harvests. Economies starved and literature changed, all while the cause remained anonymous. The past doesn't hide secrets maliciously. Some truths are simply too geographically vast and too slow for the people living through them to see. If you want to see what else is hiding in plain sight, subscribe to the channel. This is only the first mountain.